Hi, Cougars. All right, we are continuing our journey with algebraic expressions, and today we're going to add in numerical expressions. Today's lesson is really important, and we are going to refer to this lesson quite often, so please make sure that you are taking really good notes in your math journals. Okay, so first, our question that we need to answer today before the end of the lesson is, how do we write numerical and algebraic expressions? So we have been learning that algebraic expressions are just math sentences that have numbers, letters, and symbols. Well, numerical then, so this new word that we're adding in here today, numerical expressions are just math sentences with only numbers. So the word expression is like a sentence, and this one is only numbers. So this one has, these are math sentences that have numbers and operations. So these are different from algebra and algebraic ones because they do not have letters. That's the only difference. So between numerical and algebraic, numbers versus letters. So when I say write a numerical expression, I am telling you that I only want numbers and operations, algebraic, numbers, letters, and operations. Okay, so a couple of things. So numerical expressions are your normal everyday expressions that you have been solving. Right? So those are the ones, those normal everyday math problems that you are used to solving. We are going to be looking at some clue words that you would see in math problems. So in math phrases that would signal to you, oh, I know I need to use what type of operation. Okay? So some clue words that you might see. If I were solving a math problem and I needed to know whether or not to use addition, I might see a clue word that is like added to. Okay, the word added to says addition. Another clue word you might see out in the world when you're reading problems would be something like the sum of. Another clue word that signals to you, ooh, I better use addition, would be something like more than. More than. The word plus, right? Like if you see the word plus, you know for a fact you are adding. Increase, there's an increase of X amount of dollars, right? So like I have an increase of $50 on my rent. That means that I have to pay $50 more. Total of. That has been a clue word that's been following you since elementary school, right? There's a total of whatever. So the total of 5 and Q. Oh, I just used a letter. Yep, adding those two together. Okay, and I'm just going to leave a few more spaces down below. I'm sure we'll come across some more words later on, and we can add them to our list later. Okay, let's look at some more clue words. For, let's do subtraction. So subtraction. Subtraction words that you may have heard. If we're using the word added to, you may have seen subtracted from, the sum of, maybe like the difference of, right? Like there's a difference of, or the difference between, right? So that word difference, you can write of or between, your choice. What else? More than, opposite of more than, less than. That's an S. Less than, plus, minus, increase, decrease. Ooh, a decrease in my rent. That would be awesome. Decrease means it goes down. A decrease of. And last but not least, and then we can add others later, fewer than. Okay. Let's move on to multiplication, because multiplication has become super weird right now, right? So let's talk about multiplication. Multiplication has become weird because you have to know some really interesting symbols. When it's just numbers, you are allowed to use an X. However, now I want you to start using this dot, because X now looks like a letter. Also, parentheses, we can use parentheses now. So sometimes you will see parentheses that look like this. So you'll have like a number stuck to parentheses. That means to multiply. Even though there's nothing in between, it means you need to multiply. And like we've been seeing yesterday, you have a number stuck to a letter. That still means to multiply. And because we're in distance learning and not always able to have a dot, a lot of times you might see the star or the asterisk. That is also used for multiplication, and it's used in place of the dot. Okay, so we have added to, subtracted from. We could say multiplied by. And times. Ooh, times, I see that one a lot. Students really like to say times. So times. This word you will see everywhere. You need to know this one. The product of. Product of. Product of. That is a really important one. I don't know why I put a weird U at the end of that. Product of. Okay, so product of. Apparently my spelling is getting worse and worse every day. Twice. What? Twice? Twice a number? Yeah, twice a number. That means to double. Ooh, double could be a word. Triple? Like use it triple threat? Like times 3? Oh my gosh. We have so many different words we could keep adding here. Grouping. Okay, I'll stop. I'm getting really excited about this. Okay, last. The last column that we have is division. All right. Division is really interesting now that we are in, we've done fractions, like, and learned that that fraction bar, right, is also a division sign. Well, and now that we're in algebra, you are going to see letters with the signs. It's going to be crazy. So we need to make sure that we know you can still use the regular old division sign. Yep, that one's still okay to use. You can still use it. You can also slash it. Okay, so you can use the slash. you can use the fraction bar, A divided by B. And last but not least, you can still use the house. Or I don't know what they call it nowadays, but yeah. Okay, added to, subtracted from, multiplied by, and divided by. Okay, and then you have a 6th grade word that you absolutely, totally must know. And this word is called quotient. The quotient of. This word is really important. Quotient, product. Those 2 words you must know. So put those in memory and make sure that you know what those 2 words mean. Okay? All right. So, Miss Englander, why did you just have us write down all these words about addition and subtraction, multiplication, and division? Because we are going to be writing expressions in this unit. Okay, so in this chapter, the whole point of it is to write expressions. So we are going to be taking ELA, like language arts. So we're taking English language arts phrases, and we have to turn them into a math phrase or a math expression. We're not solving anything, but you have to make it a math phrase or a numerical expression. Okay, so you're going to be expected to turn it from language arts, which is like a sentence that you would normally see every day in the real world, to a math sentence. We're going from language arts to math, and you need to know what the words are so that you can do the work. Okay, so let's look at this. Example A. If you read this, add 8 and 2. It said add 8 and 2. In language arts, that's what you read. In math, I would look at this and I would say, okay, add. Well, I know when I look up here, the word add is under addition. So my clue word here is add. So I know that I need an addition sign. And the 2 things I'm adding are 8 and 2. I now have a math or a numerical expression. I have a math phrase. I have it written as a numerical expression. I'm not solving anything. If I solve it, I'm going to get it wrong because it's asking me to write a numerical expression, not solve a numerical expression, write a numerical expression. So I've written it, 8 plus 2. Somebody else will come along and solve it. That's it. That's all you have to do. Just write one. They just want to know, can you understand what is the language of math? Do you understand it? Like this one. The quotient of 12 and 6. Okay, well, we know by looking at our clue words up here that quotient is under division. So quotient means to divide. So my clue word here says to divide. And I am dividing 12 by 6. So that means that I'm going to write a math sentence that says 12 divided by 6. Okay, and we're going to do one more. C. Letter C. Okay, 8 fewer than 22. So 8 fewer than 22. Okay, so when I look up here, I see fewer than underneath subtraction. But 8 fewer than. So I know I need to subtract. But what am I subtracting? 8 fewer than 22. So 8 has to be less than 22. So this is a weird one. I have to switch these two things around. So when I read this, it's really 22 minus 8 because 8 has to be fewer than 22. So on the subtraction one, this is a weird one. So I am going to make sure that I knew I had to switch. And I'm going to put a little star up here because that was a weird one. And I want to make sure that I remember that fewer than, I need to switch those two numbers around. Okay, now it's time for you to do a try it. I want you to do a try it. So your try it says the product of 9 and 4. The product of 9 and 4. Okay, hit pause so that you don't hear me solving this. And then when you are ready, hit play. Okay, so I know product means to multiply. So I am multiplying things. And the things that I am multiplying here are 9 and 4. Again, I don't want to get in the habit now of using the X. I could have also written it like 9 times 4. I could have used any of those symbols. Okay, how'd you do? All right, now I'm going to turn the page because we are now going to do the exact same thing except we're going to add in algebra. Okay, so now you're going to have letters. So we're going to take a language arts phrase, an ELA phrase, and you need to turn it into an algebraic expression. You need to write an algebraic expression. Okay, so this is what we're doing with our self right now. Okay, so A, 14 more than X. 14 more than X. 14 more than X. Well, let's look back. Where do I see more than? Okay, more than was here under addition. So I know that more than is my clue word, and it tells me to add. And I am adding 14 and X. 14 plus X. I'm not solving anything. I can't solve this. They don't give me a value for X, so I'm done. I'm just going to stop right there. I've written an algebraic expression. I'm done. I'm stopping. I've written a math sentence. I've gone from an ELA, a language arts sentence, to a math sentence. Okay, let's do another one. A number Y minus 75. Okay, so we know minus means to subtract. If you don't remember that, look back at your clue words. That's why you have them. And it says then some number that we're using Y, so some number called Y, minus 75. So I know that it's Y and 75. Y minus 75. I'm subtracting those two letters. I'm done. I'm not solving anything. I'm just writing a sentence. I can't solve that. Okay, it's your turn. It is your turn to do some try-its. Okay, if we were in the book, this would be try-it number 4, if you were looking at your math book. And it says x divided by 4. And try-it number 5 says the total of P and 11. All right, do those two try-its for me. Do those two try-its for me. Hit pause so that you don't hear me talking to you. And then I'm going to go ahead and solve these for you while you're working. Okay, so divide. Let's see here. Divided by was pink. That's my clue word. Is divided by. And I have x and 4. So it's x divided by 4. I could have written it as x over 4 as well. Either of those will work. Okay, total of P and 11. I know that total of, my clue word, total of, is under addition. Whoa, turning the page too far. Okay, total of means to add. And I am adding P, and I'm also adding 11. So P plus 11, that's it. That's all I'm doing. I'm stopping right there. I'm not doing anything more because I'm not solving. If I put these two numbers together, that means multiplication, and I am not multiplying. I am adding. All right, your job right now is to tell me, answer your essential question. How do you solve, or how do you write, not solve because we're not solving them yet. How do you write numerical and algebraic expressions? How do you write them? And then I want you to tell me, what is your level of understanding? How are you feeling about this? Is it weird to not solve them? It's weird to me to not solve it. I really want to solve it. All right, if you have any questions, please head on over to Google Classroom and ask me. If not, you can head on over to Big Ideas and work on your practice work. As always, I thank you so much for all of your hard work and effort, and make it a great day the Cougar way.